And I'm waiting for the recording to start. Great. Good evening, my IT5 students, and welcome to my part-time lecture. By the way, my cell phone rang. Oh, it could have been one of my students, and I cut the call because you are important to me. All right, so that's the same thing will happen with you as well. If your cell phone rings and while you're in a lecture with me, please show me that I'm of priority to you and that you cut it off. All right. So welcome to our first lecture. My name is TP Govender. I think I've already sent you some email and you would have realized who I am, but you don't know what I do and how I'm going to do it. All right. So I've already met one of the students. It was, oh, right now to me, all of you are numbers. I don't know any of your names like Sandile, who is my WhatsApp administrator. Oh, there we go. I just knew I mentioned Sandile. So quick introduction. Anybody would like to go first? Anybody would like to say hello and introduce themselves, where they are? And please tell me whether you are going to pass this course with the distinction. Okay, so who's first? Yes, Miss N. I need to have glasses. S. Gumede. S. Gumede. I'm not sure who that is. 216.
Hi.
Hello, S. Gumede.
Hi.
Hi.
Um, oh, hi.
Okay, if you'd like to put your video on so that we can see you, please.
No. No,
Okay,
no, no. I'm at my worst right now.
okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, S. Gumede, um, tell me, where are you from? Where are you logging in?
I'm home right now. Just got back from work. I live
Yes, where's
Gomas.
home?
I live Gomas.
I'm Kumas. Okay, okay,
No,
great.
no, no, no. Kwamasu.
Oh, Kwamashu. Okay, okay, yes. And I'm so happy to hear that you are working because at my earlier lecture that we had, there were a few students that were unemployed. So all my unemployed students are going to be sending off their CVs to all the people that have work out here, right? So we're going to make friends with everybody. Thank you, Eskumedi. Anything else that you'd like to say? What mark are you going to achieve in this course? A 50, a 60, or a distinction?
A distinction.
Excellent, excellent. Now that's what also I like to do. I also like to aim high with my students. And believe it or not, I find that the part-time students work just as hard, if not harder, than the full-time students. All right. And my course is not difficult. It's not difficult. I'm going to whet your appetite a little bit to tell you that this course, excuse me, is dealing with ERP systems. And the ERP system that I'll be taking you through is SAP. And I think that's pretty important. Earlier on today, one of the students that were in the 12 o'clock lecture, he mentioned that he is actually working on SAP. Now, we are going to be taking it from a theoretical perspective and a practical perspective. What do you think about that, Ms. Escumeri? Hello? Oh, I
Yes,
lost.
yes, yes.
What do you think about that?
About
Answering it.
implementing?
Yes, SAP. We're going to be doing practical work in SAP. And I
Oh,
tried last
oh,
year.
that would be actually great because most companies use SAP. The company I'm with right now uses Syspro, but then I
Yes.
found that Syspro is more common with private companies, and then
Oh,
SAP is more common with public companies.
okay, okay, great, great. I'm going to admit student. I've got a new student here. I'm so happy there's so many students attending this class. I'm so glad that I scheduled this in the afternoon. And I think, Ms. Kumeri, now that you mentioned to me that you are working, I think we should be starting this lectures or continuing this afternoon session on a Monday. Well, it's supposed to be about 10 past 5 or so, and we'll go on for Well, as long as you can take me on, right? So let me just share my screen very quickly, and I'll show you my timetable. So, Ms. Kumeri, you'll notice our class. Just tell me, Ms. Kumeri, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Great. So you'll notice that today at 12 o'clock, there was a scheduled lecture, and the students that attended, they were able to basically have a free day and come and have their lectures in the morning or wherever it was. And there was one or two that were working and they attended. But I think they used their lunch break to do that. Now, I don't like to encroach on your work environment. So I had scheduled a lecture at 10 past 5. This is when the part-time lectures start. Now, if we were at DUT and we were having normal lectures, then this would have been considered the part-time slot. And very often we keep this for students who are in full-time employment. Now, postgrad students should be in full-time employment because they would have done their undergraduate study, they would have gone out to work, and they are generally students who want to complete their studies on a part-time basis, meaning they can't afford to not work. At the same time, they want to get an extra qualification, so they juggle work and study. So I selected the Monday night slot. And like I mentioned, Dr. Modley will be taking either the Tuesday or Wednesday slot. Now, if that's the case, then I'm not going to be doing classes on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. But those slots are available for me to use. But just in case we have to schedule an assessment or an exam that comes up. Right now, it's not an exam, so don't panic and don't start asking me questions and worrying about that. But this is basically what our excuse me, what our timetable looks like. All right, Ms. Kumeri. Yay. Okay, great. So thank you for Ms. Kumeri's introduction. Is there anybody else? Let me see who I can call. N. Kumalo, 217283229. Introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from, whether you're in full-time employment, and whether you want to score a distinction or simply a 50% in this course.
Hi.
Hi. There, I put my video on for you to see me.
No, sorry, I can't put my video.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll put mine on, okay?
Okay, see. I'm Nogukanya Kumalo. I'm home and I'm currently unemployed.
Okay. I pray and wish that that status changes with the course that you're going to be studying.
Okay.
Yes, Ms. Kumalo? And are you pass or you want a distinction in this course?
I want a distinction.
Yay! That's what I want for you too. And you will get it. I promise you, right? You work,
Yes.
you listen to me, because I give lots and lots of tips. I will not set on something that you haven't done, all right? Whatever work I cover, what I will test you on. Thank you, Ms. Kumalo. Can you see how slowly I give you a little bit of what my strategy is in order to pass? And you got to be positive. You got to keep positivity in there to say that I'm going to do this course because number one, for some of you, you spent a lot of money. I don't think NISVIS covers postgrad studies, or do they? Or some of you would have had to take a bank loan. And last year, I felt so sorry for those students who failed the subject because their course fees, boom, their time that they used to have lectures, we used to have it on a Monday night at 7 o'clock. That time was wasted, all gone. Thank you, Ms. Kumalo. Let me see, do I have Arcele? I just decided on Arcele. 218-555-323. Hello, Arcele.
Hello. Hello, how are you, sir?
Very well, thank you, now that you have spoken to me. And how are you, Arcele?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fantastic.
My name is Sandela and I'm based in Pietermaritzburg.
Yes.
I'm connecting from Pietermaritzburg as you speak. And I'm planning to get a distinction on this module.
Oh, lovely. I love this. I love this. There's so many distinctions. And I love the fact that you are in Pietermaritzburg. I'm in Durban. And
Good.
I think it was Nzungu was in KwaMashu. Look at that. Through technology, we are able to communicate across province, well, across right now cities. I'm not sure. Anybody's from out of province, out of KZN? Who's out of KZN? Anyone's out of KZN here?
Yeah, I'm out of
Wow,
KZN.
two of you. Yes, 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 yes. And Kululeko. Yes. If you like, you can put your video on and just
No,
show
it's
us your
fine.
face.
It's fine. I won't
Ah,
pay you. Yeah,
but
I'm currently
I got to tell
research.
you, at the end of the course, at the end of the lecture, we always say goodbye and we put our video and our cameras on, huh? That's my little trick as well, right? Okay, sorry, go ahead, sir.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I'm Kulego Shabalala. I'm currently in Johannesburg. I'm working in Johannesburg full time.
yes, yes. Oh, okay. There's definitely this need where we have MS Teams and you are in Joburg and I'm in Durban and we can have a lecture, we can have a consultation, we can, wow, I'm so happy. Will you tell us a little bit more about your work in Johannesburg? Maybe Ms. Kumalo is looking for a job and she may want to relocate.
Oh yeah, no, I'm working for a state-owned company, Transnet, under a taxation department here in Johannesburg.
Ah, that's so good to hear. And I'm sure you would have studied taxation in your undergrad studies.
Yeah, I did in a national diploma in taxation and BTech taxation in DUT.
Wow, well done. I'm so happy when I hear students who have studied, like let's say, for instance, taxation, and then they find a job in their field in taxation. I know, well, I come from the IT background, and my students used to sometimes tell me, sir, we studied IT and we didn't get a job in the IT field. And I'll be a little bit sad about that. But then I meet them sometime over, yes, we did get something. And then I get even more excited. So I'm so happy, Mr. Shabalala? Well
Yes.
done that you are in the field that you enjoy and that you study. And Mr. Shabalala, if you find a job that you are happy with, then it doesn't become a job anymore. It becomes a passion. It's like
Yeah.
me. I love computers. I love teaching. I love all the meeting my students. Unfortunately, I don't have the liberty of face-to-face because of COVID and because of online studies. But one
Mm.
day we shall meet, right? God willing, we shall meet. Right? Great. And tell me, are you going to aim for a distinction, or are you just going to pass, or you're just doing it to pass the time, or because your company Transnet is paying for it? What's your story?
No, I need to pass it. If it's possible to get a distinction, I will get a distinction.
Of course you will. Great, great. And I will help you with that. That's my job. My job is to facilitate you studying and passing. Okay? And let me
Uh,
tell you, last year, I even wrote the external exam for SAP and I passed it. So if I can do it, you can do it as well. All right.
yeah.
So that will
Thanks.
be a lovely certificate to keep. Yes, yes. It'll be a lovely extra certificate to keep apart from your postgrad studies. And let me tell you, I had a 97% pass rate, Mr. Shabalala. My students passed 97%.
Mm.
And
Okay.
Uh, and there was a 97% pass rate, and the student that didn't pass, that's because he never attended lectures, he didn't submit the assignments, he did not want to do the makeup tests, and he was giving me excuses galore. And as much as I phoned him, I WhatsApped him, and I was so disappointed that he ruined my reputation of having 100% pass rate. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes,
Sorry.
yes, yes. Yes, yes, right. So, by the way, I can use the reaction button up at the top of the weight. You got a laugh, a little emoji, or a surprised look, because I miss seeing you and I miss this interaction between the two of you. All right, between the two of us, meaning. So, yes, I'm glad you laughed about it, but it was sad when that happened. And my wife was telling me, how can you give the students a second makeup test and a second and third? I said, no, I want them to pass. I want them to get a qualification. And I want them to work and I want them to pay taxes just like me, right? So that's my aim in all of you working and getting a high-paying job so that you can pay more tax than me, and maybe I can take a break with the tax. Not that you can. I've got some tax men over there like Mr. Shabalala who knows what's going on. Okay, great. Let's see if there's another student. Al Shazi, 1995. Well, that's a strange student number. Al Shazi, tell me your story behind your student number.
I wish I could, but I can't. I don't know why
Oh.
it's like that.
Okay, because
I
other
don't
people
know why
have
it's like that.
two. Okay, well, you are our
Yeah.
unique student, Ms. Al Shazi. Um, I wonder why. You see, my
Yeah.
curiosity I decide why is this 1995? I'll have to check your student record and see what's the birth date or whether you came from another university. Okay, tell us your story. Where are you from, Ms. Al Shazi?
I'm from Pietermaritzburg. I studied back in the day, it was Durban Institute of Technology. I did CMA. And I did my BTech in internal auditing. And here I am doing my postgrad in internal auditing as well. I work for a government department in Pietermaritzburg as well. So yeah.
Great. And what do you do in the government department, may I ask, Ms. Shazi?
We check compliance with relevant laws and regulations, more like internal audit.
Oh, great. And I'm so happy now that you told me that you studied under the banner of Durban Institute of Technology. I think there could be some reason why that student number is 1995. All right. But I'm
Yeah.
not. And I'm so happy that you are also working. And I know you appreciate the fact that we are meeting after hours. You probably finished work and you came straight and you logged into your MS Teams class. So I'm really happy for that. Thank you very much. Just to let you know, there are one or two students that are unemployed, and I think they're looking for employment out here. So I'm trying to be like a recruitment officer. So feel free to ask any student out, not any. I think it was Nzungu that said that she's unemployed. When they pass this course, they'll be coming to you in Pietermaritzburg with their CV. So students, while I'm partly introducing you and telling you about all these contacts that we have, make friends with your classmates. You never know what may hold in store for you in terms of employment or maybe relationships too. But we're not getting there. We're not going to that one, right? Okay. Who did I miss out on? Alan Kulek, I mentioned him. D. Madura. 209 14697.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. How are you?
I'm well, and you?
I'm fantastic now that I have a class to teach and I've got so many students.
Yes, so my name is Donald Matun. I'm from Maritzburg.
Yes, Mr. Madura.
I'm currently attending the class. I'm on the road.
Wow!
Yes.
I hope
I'm
you
working.
have kids.
Sorry?
I hope it's a hands-free kit and you're not holding your phone and you're staring at the same time.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm working full time. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. Now that I'm talking to you and now that I spoke to my full-time students, I think we're going to schedule this lecture every Monday night, right? And we're going to do away with the full-time lectures because I find that there's more students attending. And look at that, with technology, Mr. Maduna, he is actually in the car and he's traveling and he's still listening to my voice and all the students out there. Wow. And I'm so happy and I'm so honored by your time and my time as well. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Maduna, and welcome. Do I have any other students out here that I missed out? Yes, go on. Oh, unmute and talk away. Who's there? Did I speak to everybody? Okay, right. So if you check your email, I would have sent you an email with an article in there where it spoke about the benefits of ERP system and SAP. Now you must remember, you guys are postgraduate students. You are not undergraduate students. So I can't be spoon feeding you and telling you exactly word for word what you need to do, how you need to do it. I need to give you some extra responsibility. And if you look at the case study that I gave you, it gives you a hint, Mr. Of what this course is all about. We will be talking about ERP systems. Now, the one student that said that he works with it, he will have a practical knowledge of it. I will be doing both the theory and the practical aspect of it. I will upload this case study for you. For now, I've sent you an email, and you need to learn how to read a journal article. This is actually an article that appears in a journal, and it's an academic writing. And you will note an academic journal article will have an abstract, they'll have an introduction, they will have um, a conclusion, and they'll have a whole lot of references in there, right? And I'll be talking about something called a reflective journal. There's all these references out here. So we're starting our journey in postgrad studies. And this will lead to, God willing, and hopefully one day, one of you going and doing your PhD, right? Won't you like to do that? Won't you like to do that? Anyone out here? Who would like to do that? Who would like to get their PhD like me? Al Shazi, Miss Shazi, wouldn't you be like to be called Dr. Al Shazi?
Oh, that would be great. I would love
Yay! Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now I'm showing off a little bit and I'm telling you that I have my PhD, okay? Did you know
Yeah,
that?
you are.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So, a future PhD holder, Al Shazi, one of the steps to get to your PhD is to critically read journal articles. And I'm starting off very, very slowly with a simple article, and I'm killing two birds with one stone, basically. I'm talking about the ERP systems. I'm looking at the success factors. You're going to be reading about the abstract, what it is, and we'll be talking about a reflective journal. Now, the reason I do this at a postgraduate level is that one day when you start your research journey and you are going to write up a thesis or your master's or a dissertation, and you will need to be able to critically review other researchers' work. And this work was written by Meg Murray and George Coffin, and they were at the Kiowa State University. This is just one example of what a journal article would be looking at. And then ultimately, you will need to go and formulate and create and write out your own article depending on what data you have collected and what research you have done. And then you will contribute to the knowledge pool out there. Right? So this is what postgraduate work is all about. Postgraduate work, apart from me teaching you about IT concepts and the module descriptor with respect to Information Technology 5A, at a postgraduate level, this is what would be expected of you. All right. Now, Dr. Mudley, Dr. Jali, and I think it's Dr. Mary, they will be talking about this in research methodology. So apart from my course, Dr. Mudley will be highlighting the effects, not just effects, the resources with respect to you gaining a critical appreciation and knowledge for postgraduate study. All right. But my task is a little easier than Dr. Mudley's and Dr. Jali's in that I have created a practical setup where we're going to be using S4HANA. And I will be doing this in terms of what the CIFA curriculum is all about. Okay, let me see. Do I have a question or two? If I was sitting in class, I know I'd be able to look at your faces, your facial expression, if you're nodding, falling asleep, yawning, or if you are getting bored with me, but right now all I'm looking at is are your names. I'm looking at the flower out there. Please put a lovely picture. Then I know who I'm talking to. Take one photo tomorrow and then just post it to your teams. Okay, Ms. Shezi? Because you said you're not ready to
Okay, we
talk
will
to.
do so. Yeah, we'll do
Thank
so.
you. That's homework.
All right.
See, which other lecturer will give you homework like this to go and photograph, right? Now, if you looked at my WhatsApp group, by the way, are you all in my WhatsApp group?
Yes, we are. I am.
Oh, great. Oh, great. So, oh, there's it. Sir, are we in a lecture? Yes, we are. Right. Okay, so there's my WhatsApp group out here. And if you looked at Ms. Shezi, is my screen, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I am.
Sorry, sir,
Oh,
can you
great.
add me on that WhatsApp group? Because when I'm trying to get with the link, it's not working.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, let me tell you what I've done. I don't do all the work, right? I go and I've created a WhatsApp administrator. Let me see if he's there. If he's there, where's my WhatsApp administrator? There we go, Sandile. Do you know Sandile?
No.
I'm going. Okay, well, now you got to make a friend. So Sandile's email is, sorry, is his cell phone number is 081
No.
700
Once,
3036.
once
Oh,
again,
sorry.
can I write it down? Is 0
81
81
700
700
3036.
3036. Okay, thank you.
Yes. So you contact Sandile, and he's my administrator, and he's going to help you to join with the WhatsApp group. Now, let me tell you the rules that are governed by this WhatsApp group that we have. One, you don't have to greet me good morning, good afternoon, good evening, okay, when my birthday is next end of the year, so you know, or anything of that sort, right? It's purely for our purposes of study, IT, and for me to communicate with you. Like how I'll give you this notification that we're having a lecture, or there's an assessment, or maybe something happened and we can't have it, or you're unable to attend. All right. So that's the purpose of the WhatsApp group. It's also for Sandile because he wants to put on his CV that he is an administrator. And he's a WhatsApp administrator. Oh, that was supposed to have been a joke. Okay, you didn't get it. Who else would like to be an administrator so that they can put it on their CV? I'll ask Sandile to make you an administrator. Oh man. Anybody? Mr. Maduna? Oh, he's in the car, so I won't ask him to unmute. No. Okay, so we sort that out about the WhatsApp. Then there was one student that wanted to know what this course is all about and what did I do last year in the course. I can tell you now, last year, videos and lectures, they're all on YouTube. So if you are really intrigued and interested and you want to find out what I did last year, you go to my YouTube channel. Let me get that. And you'd be able to view my lectures, right? And guess what I've also done? I've also posted today's lecture, the one that I had at 12 o'clock. So there's my, oh, and I've got 7 views. Wow. Hey, what about this one? I've got 51 views. Wow. But let's see. If I go to one of YouTube videos out here. Oh, this is my kids now. Now look at that. The Madagascar. 400,000 views. Oh my! I can't compete with that now. That's out of the question. Okay, so doesn't matter. We will have. I'll only have 7 views. So if you want to find out what I did last year, you go to the IT5B. I think I need to label this. Oh, there we go. 2021. I had 18 videos out there with 107 views. Wow, I think I deserve a clap for that. I got to give myself a clap because I'm not looking for any of you give me a clap. Oh, thank you, thank you. I couldn't see who that was that gave me the clap. Thank you very much for the clap. There's a little icon on the top that shows you how to clap. You know, the more actions, but not more actions. There's the emotions ones, right? So there's my clap. I'm clapping for myself because nobody's clapping for me. 107 views, right? So if you want to find out what this course, what I did last year, and that's a very good predictor of what I will be doing this year. So last year in SAP ERP systems, I created a purchase order. I went and displayed stock after a stock update. I entered and did a post. I displayed the warehouse stock. What else did I do? Oh, there's lots of meeting recordings out here. And here we go. This is what I was talking about, SAP S/4HANA. So instead of you going and watching all those Beyonce videos and you know, the cat jumping off one to another or the dog doing something funny, you can always look at my videos from last year. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Miss Shezi? Oh, I love that heart there. I love the heart. Thank you very much, Arcele. Yay. What do you think of that, Al Shezi?
Perfect.
Ah, thank you, thank you. And you can listen to my voice, you know, in between our lectures, because you may not get to see me on a Tuesday or Wednesday, but this is where I had my lecture stuff last year, and I'm running the very similar curriculum. We just updated the SAP S/4HANA, and I'll be giving you a username. I'm waiting for them to pay for the fees and the licensing and DUT, so we'll get all the resources out there. So if you want to know what's going to be happening in this course, and you want to know the next, I've got 18 videos. 18 videos means 18 lectures. In fact, there were more. Some of the videos lectures I forgot to record, so I couldn't upload that, right? And the reason I posted to YouTube is that you can watch last year's lectures. If I had it on MS Teams, then only the students that were in the lecture or who are invited would be able to watch it. And I don't believe in that. I like to share it all. Caring is sharing, and sharing is caring, right? So feel free to go and look at all my lectures out there. It's the IT 5A and the 5B. I will be changing it slightly in terms of the order, but don't worry about that. For now, you work with me. I will give you, I think you should get an idea of how I lecture, how my teaching style is. Notice I said teaching style, and how we will basically pass and get this distinction for you. All right. I'm not afraid to give out or mark, have 5 assessments, and all 5 assessments the students pass, and all of them at the end of it all, there's an 80% having a distinction, because I can justify that. And I'd love to see a distinction next to my course. Okay. And just to let you know, when students don't do well, then I've got to explain myself to my head of department. I've got to explain myself to my dean. What happened here? Why did you get a 50% failure rate? What's wrong with your course? What's wrong with you? And I don't like doing that, right? So I've got a reputation to uphold, and I want to ensure that you make sure that I look good. You check how it comes about to me now, right? So I don't want you to not pass this course. Go in with a positive vibe. This course is the easiest of all of the courses. Well, in my view, it is, and that you will pass it. All right. I'll tell you more about our assessments as we're going along in terms of the course weighting. So if there's 4 assessments or 5 assessments, I will decide whether it's 10%, 20%, 30%. And I generally try to keep that a secret, because I know after 25 years of being in this game, students will work out which one is more heavily weighted, we'll write that one, we won't write this one, we'll miss this assessment, we won't write that. So I don't want all that to come out, right? So that will do for the assessments. They will definitely be makeup assessments, I can tell you that. Because as it stands, DUT is running an online lecture mode. You must have heard there were some student protests, and we got a little bit of bad publicity out there, right? So don't worry about that. We are running a continuous assessment course. So until we hear otherwise, I can continually assess you, okay? There's, as it stands, they haven't told me that this is an examination subject. But if things change, depending on what executive management has to say, whether it's going to be a situation where they're going to have face-to-face lectures for first years or second years, or they decide on the third year course, or if they call it an exit level course, and they say that examinations will have to be written on campus, then I will have to readjust the way I'm going to assess you. But that we'll only know in a couple weeks' time. In fact, this week was supposed to have been last week. Lecture's supposed to have started last week, right? They delayed it by a week, and you can see everything is fluid as we stand. Okay, so do you have a question? Let's try that raising hand option. The raise hand, anybody with a question, raise your hand, unmute, and ask away. Yes, anyone with a question? Arcele, Nzungu, Nkumalo, do you have a question? Yes, is there a question? No question.
Hi. I'm
Yes.
assuming we're not gonna need any books, or are we?
Okay, that's a good question. I tend to use resources from the net and or electronic books, and I will actually upload it for you. All right, I have an electronic version. Oops, I'm recording this thing. I shouldn't be opening my business.
And thank you.
Okay, so yes, and I will forward you my PowerPoint slides and any other resources for that. And also, when you are using the material, sometimes it's nice if you can split your screen in two, or you can open it up on your cell phone and you look at what I'm doing on the cell phone and listen to my video and do the practical work in S4HANA. That's the platform that we're going to be using. So that's more what this course is all about. All right. Thank you for that question. Thank you for the thumbs up. I can see that. Yay. There's my thumbs up. Ta-da, ta-da. Right. Do I have another question? Is there another question? No. Okay, great. By my time, I've been talking for about 45 to 50 minutes. That's the length of a lecture. I actually thought I'm going to have a half an hour session with you guys. I try to keep it between 45 to 50 minutes because MS Teams is pretty data intensive, and I don't want to waste data. I don't want to waste your time and my time. I want to honor both. You've come from work. So for homework, basically would be to read that journal article, the case study, benefits of SAP ERP systems. If you like, you can go and look at my YouTube videos from last year to get a sense of what this course is all about. All right, I have updated the software, so that will change. It simply is now cloud-based, whereas previous to this it wasn't. And Moodle classes hasn't been created as yet, so we are using MS Teams. And you have me on WhatsApp, so you have me available 24/7, but don't do it all the time, all right? Try and keep to office hours, just because I'm a family man. I got wife and children and dogs and all of that to contend with. So yeah, if there's no other questions or no queries or so, I'm going to call it a day. I will upload this video to our YouTube channel. So you can listen to this again, or you can share it with my students, right? I prefer you doing all my assessments, you listening attentively when you are listening to it, or listen to the video recording. I wouldn't like it if you just log in and start your household chores or anything and don't pay attention. All right. So I wish you well. Thank you for registering for this course. I know you're going to do well. I give you my word that I will do my best, because one day, Judgment Day, God will ask me, did you teach your students about SAP ERP systems? And I must confidently say, yes, I did that. All right. I take my profession very seriously. You are my students, and I will do my best to ensure that you pass. All right. So with that, thank you very much. We're not going to have a full-time lecture tomorrow, but on Wednesday, there will be an orientation. I've already posted that in the WhatsApp group, and I will keep you posted both email and on WhatsApp. All right. Thank you very much. Can we do our video? Then I'll take a photo and I'll post it for us. Anybody is brave enough to put their video on and to wave? Anyone? Anybody? Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, hold on. I gotta do a photo. Thank you. I got a photo. Yay! And I'm gonna post this photo. All right. If you put your camera on, then I'm definitely gonna post this photo now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Alec. Goodbye, Miss Shazzy. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Stop the recording.